Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Wonderful Wednesday. This is a little series of tutorials that I do every Wednesday here on my YouTube channel. The tutorials are all free and we make a lot of fun stuff together. This month in January, we're using Prima Marketing's gorgeous home baker collection. I've been featuring this all month on my blog, and you can see I've been tearing this thing up. I love this paper. It is the most charming. There's an innocence about this collection that I really love, and the little mice are just too sweet for words. Beautiful, beautiful images, a gorgeous, soothing color palette. I love this collection. So we're going to be using this week again. I have the 12 by 12 and I have the 6 by 6. This collection has disappeared from stores so fast. Look at this. And you blame it on me because I've ordered 2 whole sets and I have a 3rd one coming in the mail. True confession. I just keep making things and I'm like, oh, I'm almost out, so I better get more. I have 1 pack of the journaling note cards, which are actually recipe cards, left. I can't find these anywhere, and I have looked. I have the sweet little tags that look like cupcakes and mason jars. I have the ephemera. I have 3 by 4 cards. So we'll see what of all this we'll use. Probably most of it. But what I want to do, this is the 5th Wednesday, so it's a home decor Wednesday. On the 5th Wednesday, any month that has a 5th Wednesday, we do a home decor project. So I went searching through my stash and I found this adorable little tray that I picked up at a yard sale, probably for a quarter or a dime or something. It's so cute and perfect for like a kitchen project. So what I'm thinking I want to do, if I can figure it out, is I want to turn this into a recipe card holder. And actually, if I can figure out how to attach a hinge clip to the front. So this will be home decor, but it will also hold a recipe. So you can prop it up on your kitchen shelf and you can have a really cute little recipe tray. The first thing I'm going to do is paint the base with, I think, black gesso. And then I'm going to hit it with some hairspray and paint over that with an ivory or a white chalk paint. Then I'm going to hit it with hairspray again. That will cause the paint to crackle. And then the last thing I'm going to do is brush on some distress paint. And I don't know if this will work or not, but we'll find out together. So I'm going to get started with the black gesso, and I'll show you that. And then, you know, the layers as we go along. But I think I can create on the back a pouch to hold recipe cards. So you can store your recipe cards on the back and you can display your recipe cards on the front. We'll see what happens. Stick around. All right, friends, so here's my tray. I painted it with the black gesso. I've got a few fingerprints in there, but we're going to cover that with designer paper, so I'm not too worried. And I've sprayed it with my hairspray. And while it's still slightly tacky, I'm going to take my Speckled Egg Distress Ink, which is a nice match for this paper collection. And I'm going to brush it on. I'm going to go just a little bit into the corners, and this has just distress paint is very spreadable, like a little bit goes a long way. So I'm just gonna get into these corners, and as this dries it will crackle. So my hairspray is still slightly tacky to the touch. Not wet, but slightly tacky. So you have to work a little bit quickly here, but that's not too much of a problem. I don't know if you can see or not, but there's my first layer, and it is crackling. I like how the black is peeking through. And I've sprayed this with another layer of hairspray, and now I've got Bundled Sage Distress Ink, and I'm just gonna brush a really light layer over that second layer of hairspray. And we'll just see. I mean, we might not like this, and I might end up painting the whole thing white. Who knows? But it's fun to play around with new techniques. So my hairspray is slightly tacky to the touch. And if you're patient, unlike me, and you let your paint dry naturally, you get better crackles than if you use a heat gun. But I am not known, well, in some ways I'm tremendously patient, but when it comes to things like paint drying, I'm not known for being super patient in that department. So I'm just putting a thin layer over. I'm just about out of paint, so I'm going to call it. I guess I need to restock my distress paints. I've had them for years. Oops, I missed a whole side. All right, my friends, this is day 2, and I want to show you what I ended up with. I had to let everything dry between layers. Of course, I started with my layer of black gesso. Then I came back with Bundled Sage and brushed that on. I put layers of hairspray in between. I did get some crackle, but not as much as I had hoped for. I don't know, it could be because it was so cold. I took this outside to spray it, and it was about 16 degrees, and I think it just like dried on impact, and I think that affected. So what I did was I came in with some Distress Oxide spray in Speckled Egg, which is a really good color for this collection. And I kind of sprayed that over. I let that dry completely. And then I came in with my little sanding block. This is just, you know, those little styrofoam spacers they put in your, some of your dies that you get. I save them and I wrap them with fine grit sandpaper, and then it makes a really nice little sanding block. And I just kind of went in and, you know, lightly sanded off the edges so that that black shows through. You can kind of see, that's just an example. I'll do a little more over here. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on. I just want to reveal some of those layers behind to enhance this distressed look. So that's that. I've got this marked so that this is the top, because on the back, I've already cut a liner. My little tray, the base of it is about 8 1/8 by 6. So this little paper I measured to fit inside. Yours will be different, whatever you use. 7 1/2 by 5 1/2. I put this here. And what we're going to do here before we do the front is we're going to create a pocket for recipe cards. And I went into my 6 by 6 papers and I cut this 3 3/4 by 5 1/2 inch piece of our cute little mousie. And she's going to sit right over here. I cut 1 inch gussets that I folded in half. So this long one is going to go on this left-hand side, so it's the same height. Get my glue gun going here this morning. A lot of you have asked what this is. This is a precision glue press. I did a whole review of this on my YouTube channel. If you look at my honest reviews playlist, you'll find that there, and links to where you can purchase it. I don't mention it every time because I'm not like an affiliate or anything. I bought it because I love liquid glue, and I was looking for a better solution for dispensing it. And so far, this is pretty good. Then I have little gussets for the top and bottom. And when you're putting a gusset down, just in case you don't know, I score them in half at 1/2 inch. And then the folded edge goes against the outside edge of your paper. And this way you create a little channel that you can put your whatever you're putting into the pocket. So this is going to go right here. I thought about doing, you know, you can get 4x6 pocket pages from like 49 and Market or Simple Stories or Cartabella. But I decided that this was the kind of pocket that I ultimately wanted. The adhesive on those flip pockets can get old over time. And, you know, I'm designing this to be something that will be used. I'm just going to take a little circle punch, eyeball the center, and punch. And then I'm going to lay this down in this left-hand corner so that our floral design shows. And I think that is really sweet. And then you can see you can fit several recipe cards in this pocket. I'm not going to stress it while the glue is drying, but just so you can see, these will sit down in there. And then you have your favorite recipes on the back, and you can pull them out with these. Here's a look at the sides. I love how distressed and chippy this looks. That's what I was going for. I wanted something that really looked like it had been around for a long time. And I think this is just a little balsa wood tray. You could probably find something similar at the Dollar Tree. I picked mine up at a yard sale for, I don't know, $1 or $1. So on this inside here, good thing I marked the top. I cut this beautiful piece. I love this silhouette piece of the kitchen tools. And this one, I mean, your tray will be different, so it doesn't really matter, but 7 3/4 by 5 7/8. And I'm just going to glue this down in. Now, if you wanted to go with a mouse, you certainly could, but I wanted this to be something that would stand the test of time, for lack of a better word. I'm just going to center this up in here, just like that. Make sure I'm straight. Then I'm going to come in with my bone folder and just press this down into place. And it's a good snug fit. But that's really cute. I mean, I would put that out just as a home decor piece all on its own. But you know me, I like things to be useful. So I took this little clothespin, and I tested it out with the recipe card, and it does fit. And I want to put this so that it's kind of centered. So I think I want my clothespin to be right here, and I'm just going to make a tiny little tick mark with my pencil to help me find this spot again. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of my clothespin, and I don't want to use hot glue for this. I want this to really stick. And I'm going to line this up with my little pencil marks. And we're just going to let that sit there until that glue dries. And once that glue dries, it's really strong. So I'm not going to put this in yet, but I do have some other little, I'm going to shift this down just a little bit while I can. I want it right in the middle. There we go. That's better. Make sure I'm straight. There. Okay, that's better. It's always harder doing things on camera because I can't tip my project like I would. Then I have these adorable little measuring spoons. I think I'm going to tie a little bow on these and maybe suspend them from there. In the corners, I've tied some bows just to kind of dress it up a little bit. And of course, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is a brown and cream gingham from Really Reasonable Ribbon, and I will link to products on my blog, and I'll put a link to my blog in the description box so you can find these various paints and mixed media things. I thought about stenciling. I thought about adding texture paste. I thought about doing a lot of things, but at the end of the day, I really did just want this to be a fairly simple little project. I didn't want to overwhelm the papers. This is linen string. I love how rustic it looks. Put this on top of my bow. It's going to go right here. And then these are older Little Birdie flowers. I don't even think they make these anymore, but you could probably find something close in Prima that would, be a good color match. So there's that. Oops, I forgot. I did little charms. Of course I did. Of course I did little charms. You're saying, of course you did. Well, yes, I did. I want these to go here. Then my flower on the top. And I'll adjust this. It doesn't look great right now, but when it's standing up, they'll dangle and it'll be real cute. And then this is the little muffin tin. I just ordered some more kitchen charms. You can find them on Etsy, Amazon. You just, Google kitchen charms, baking charms. So cute. All right. I like that. That looks really good. And then I went into my stash and I found these adorable little silverware pieces. These are older Tim Holtz Ideology. And I'm going to glue these down again with my Dry's Clear because I know it will hold. And this goes here. I just think that's really cute for a kitchen. And I mean, this really finishes it up. I'm just going to put a little bow on my, actually, I don't know that I'm going to do anything on my measure. I don't think I'm going to do anything on that clothespin. I'm just going to leave it like it is. And I'm hoping Prima will release more of these adorable recipe cards to go with this collection. My little stash is getting kind of low because I've used them a lot. And right now they're out of stock pretty much everywhere. And believe me, I have searched for them. But look how cute that is. These have to dry. but wouldn't this make an adorable little bridal shower gift or a housewarming gift? Look great in your kitchen. It's practical, but it's pretty. And that's the way I like to use my home decor projects. I like them to have a use. You can experiment with your own paints, paint colors that match your kitchen or whatever. This would be beautiful done in ivory or beige, and would still work with the paper collection. I just happen to have this speckled egg and the bundled sage in my stash, and it just looked so good with the paper that I went for it. I hope you enjoyed this. I had fun, and it's a really quick and easy project too. So thank you so much for joining me, Kathy Clement, Kathy by Design. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back next week, which can you believe will be February, with our tag of the month. And I think I'm going to continue using this home baker collection. Several of you have asked me to make some fancy fold cards and that sort of thing. So I think I'm going to continue with this. I don't know, I got to think this through. It's a lot to figure out sometimes, but that was rambling. That's what you get early on a Friday morning after a long week. All right, guys, go get your craft on. Bye.